Hi there, my name is April Sawtelle and welcome to my channel. Today what I'm going to be doing is just showing you a really easy way to make a big quilt block. This is a square and a square quilt block. You can see right here behind me, I've got one for demonstration right there that you can see. What you're going to need for this project is you're going to need a rotary cutter, a ruler. Now I'm using a square ruler. It's not the size I'm going to be needing, but I'm going to show you how to make it work. I've got a long ruler and I've got some fabric here. I'm using some batiks that I had. It's super fast and easy. I'll start out with an 18-inch block. After I cut this down, I'll show you how to do that. And I'll be putting a 9-inch square in the center. You can do this any size. It doesn't matter what size it is. I'm just going to give you the basic technique and you can run with it. You can do this any size you want to. I've also got these two little pieces of cardboard. I'll show you what I'm going to do with those in just a minute. Okay, let's get started. If you're going to be working with fat quarters, that's what I'm going to be working with. I'm going to show you how to cut this. So you want to make sure it's nice and pressed before you start this. We're going to just trim this down to 18 inches. That's what this block's going to be at. So I'm just going to fold this in half. And then I'm going to fold this in half again. And I'm going to be really sure that in here that I make sure my hand is pushing that all out. So we don't have any bunched up under there. And that it's pushed to the edge. Okay? This is a good project for layer cakes. This is a good project for 10-inch squares, 5-inch squares, charm packs, you name it. It's a great project for especially pre-cuts because they're already ready for you. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this. It's all folded. I'm going to take my ruler. This isn't to fit. I want my square to be 18 inches. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to come over here and I'm going to line up on the fold. So I folded it and then I folded it. So facing me right now is just two folds, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this ruler, I'm going to lay it on this fold, and I'm going to put it to the 9. My ruler has increments of ½ inches and inches, so I got to be sure that I'm on the side that's just the inches. So I'm going to line up the 9, and then I'm going to line up the 9 on the bottom. And that's going to allow me to cut all this off and all that selvage off, okay? So I'll get rid of that right here. This is if you're working with fat quarters. So 9 and 9 is going to be 18 square when I'm done. I'm just going to cut that off. You may come to the table just a few 10-inch blocks and be already ready. Okay, so now I'm going to get rid of all this. Put this in my scrap bin. Here's my 18-inch block. This is going to be my underblock. That's going to be the bottom, okay? This is going to be what this green is here. That's the outside of the block. Now what I'm going to do, I've done the same thing to this. This was a fat quarter 2, and I've cut this down. This is 9 inches. So I got 4 of these out of a fat quarter. So now I'm just going to take my fabric, and I'm going to fold it in half. And then I'm going to fold this in half again. And I'm going to give that a little press. And I'm going to use steam. All right. I'm going to do the same to my inside square. How I'm doing it, I just did half of whatever my outside was, I did half for the inside. So that was 18, so I did this inside 9 by 9. So just fold it in half. And fold it in half. All right, so now I've got crease marks. You can see the crease marks here of the cross in the middle. So I'm going to take open this one up. You're going to put right side up and right side up. All right, and with my batiks it doesn't matter because you know they're either way is going to work fine with that. But if you're using fabric, just make sure they're both face up for the right side. Just take and lay it right to the center. So now you see that line, and then you just open it, and you should be right on. Okay? I just cut these out of cardboard. I'm going to take this and I'm going to set this right on the top piece of the square. Okay? I'm at the very top here. I'm going to fold this over. And I'm going to bring all the sides to where they need to be to meet the other, both ends here. And then I'm going to press that. And I'm going to give it a little steam. I'll leave that right in there, the piece of cardboard. I'm going to do the same to the bottom. So that square that's on the top, I'm going to lay my piece of cardboard down, bring my fabric up to it. You can do it without that. You can, feel for it. I just get very off on that. I find that using this cardboard just works the best for me to find that mark. Because what you could do is fold it up and fold over. Or the way that worked best for me was to take the cardboard, lay it on there, and then I can just fold it right over. Kind of like a seam guide. All right, and then I'm going to make sure I'm straight on both sides here. And I'm going to give that a press. And then I'm going to take those out, take out the cardboard, and I'm going to just give that one more press. It just had like a little ridge there, just a quick little press. Okay, I'm going to take this over to the sewing machine and I'll show you the next step. I'm going to sew 1/4 inch all the way down on both sides. I'm going to give it a back stitch at the beginning and at the end of all the sides. It works best for me to do back stitches because I just seem to, it comes apart on the edges for me quite a bit. Okay, and then I'm going to give it a back stitch right here. I'm going to break the thread. So now you can see when I open this whole blue square is connected on this edge. Okay, it's not connected here yet. We're going to do the same on that side. Once we get to that point, we'll do the same on this side. But for now, this side is all enclosed and nice and tight inside of the seam. So we're just going to turn this, fold that back over. Okay, we're going to do the same thing over here. I'm going to give it a back stitch and off I go. And the back stitch. Okay, now I've got 2 edges totally enclosed. So that square's almost going to be done. So now all I'm going to do is I'm going to set the seam on both of those seams. And then I'm going to push that seam open from the inside. Here, opens that right up. And now I'm going to do the same thing again, except I'm on the opposite ends. So the side that hasn't been sewn in yet, I will take my cardboard, lay it right on top of the top of this blue. Same thing I did before. And I'm going to fold that over. Give that a crease and make sure my edges are all nice and straight. I'm going to give that a little steam. Now I'm going to do the same to the bottom. Lay that straight. Just making sure my edges are good and straight. I'm going to pull these cardboards out. One more quick press down. Back over to the sewing machine. Now I'm going to do the same thing to this side. Press her foot down, following my painter's tape, following my presser foot on the edge here. Going to give it a back stitch at the beginning and at the end. Sew in 1/4 inch all the way down. Might want to go a little slower with the seam. This Juki doesn't seem to be bothered by that. My Janome would not like it because there'd be 4 seams there. But that's okay. We're on the Juki today, so. Okay, slow. And I'm going to give it a back stitch. Do the same to the other side. Okay, back stitch. And I will see you back at the iron. Again, we're just going to set the seam. Set the seams, I should say. Push it open. And open that seam right up. Same down here. Opening that right up. And here's how that came out. You can see how big that quilt block is, and you can put this together very, very fast. If you need a quilt in a day, this is a great project for that. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please like and subscribe. I'll see you next time. Remember to keep it simple. Have a nice day. Thanks for watching. Bye. Say bye, little Miss Ready Thready.